Taken some pictures throughout the video, Niko Omilana's video, of his fake McDonald's. And so we have some topics which we're going to be talking about today. And the first one is people's attitude, the second is hygiene, the third is the actual food, and the fourth is law and whether he's going to need a lawyer and whether McDonald's is going to sue him. So, what do you think about the people's attitude, first of all?
I mean, most people just kind of thought, no, this is fake, or there's something dodgy going on here. Like, the first person you actually see in the video, like their first customer, he's very, very skeptical about it. And it wasn't until they kind of got things on social media about it that they actually got loads of customers that actually kind of trusted it whatsoever.
I can see why. So as you can see in photo 3 here, that's the photo that we're putting on the screen now, we can see all the people queuing up for the fake McDonald's. Maybe that's because they know who Niko is, they know his YouTube channel, maybe because the food is free, or just because they like McDonald's.
Yeah,
It could be any one of those reasons. It could be all of them. So, yeah. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the fact that they're all looking at the camera makes me think that they know that it's a YouTube video, but some of them are completely clueless.
Yeah, that is a
they're being
possibility.
filmed. So,
however, maybe when random people just come up and take pictures of people, then you are probably going to stare at the camera and wonder what on earth they're doing.
Yeah, but there are also a load of people that aren't looking.
Yeah, that could be the reason. Maybe they haven't noticed that he's taking a picture, or maybe he's told them to not look, just told them to act normal so he can take a picture.
Yeah, maybe he staged it.
Fake picture. Well, yeah, I think in general the people's attitude is good because it's free food and they know this guy from YouTube and he's quite popular, so maybe that's why they're doing it. I think if he wasn't as popular, they wouldn't all be queuing up and they'd probably consider what he's doing a bit weird. And if he wasn't popular at the moment, he'd get very popular by doing this, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think, unless you have anything else to say on this matter, that's the people's attitude covered.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, that's great. So next we're going to be talking about the hygiene. So as you can see in photo 2, we have a relatively clear view of the kitchens. And I can't really see any dirt on it or anything. Maybe that's just because we're quite far away from it. But
one thing I have noticed, though, in terms of hygiene at this kind of time, no one is wearing rubber gloves or anything when they're making the food. And also they invite some random guy to come and work with them, who then goes and shakes everyone's hand that's working there.
Yes, now that is a very good point. And as you can see, yeah, none of them are wearing masks either. There obviously isn't a regulated amount of people that are allowed in the room. As you can see, there are quite a lot of people here from looking at the back of the photo.
Yeah.
At least they're wearing aprons though.
Yeah.
And as you see behind Niko's head, there's a sign that says, well, from what we can see, this kitchen must be kept clean and tidy, but that might not be exactly what it says because it's behind his neck.
Yeah, it's probably what it says though. It's the most likely.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really look like there's any windows. I don't know. The door has a handle, obviously. I think. Well, yeah. And so if people are touching that, they don't even have to wear masks or anything. And I doubt quite a few of them have any antibacterial hand wash or anything. So this could be spreading germs quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really see anyone wearing face masks. You see a few people throughout the video wearing face masks. But then at the same time, you also see there's not even like 2 meters between the people queuing in photo 3. Like they're all stood like right next to each other, with hardly any space in between them.
Yeah, one dude is on a bike, so we don't know if he's going to just take the bike into the shop or if that's even allowed, and get his grease from the bike all over everything.
Yeah.
This dude's clutching his balls from the right. And yeah, there's no social distancing at all going on here. But we don't know, maybe this was filmed before the lockdown, but we don't know. I doubt it, because that was like 8 months ago or more.
Yeah. I mean, it's very unlikely that it was recorded beforehand, because there were still people wearing face masks
Yeah.
throughout the video. There were a
And
few.
yeah, back in photo 2, like, none of the chefs are, well, it's not really chef, is it? It's just a register worker. And the people that are making the food, they're not wearing hairnets or anything, so there could be any amount of their hair inside the food.
But then again, at the same time, this dude here on the left is, well, he doesn't actually have much hair. The guy by Niko's shoulder doesn't have much hair. And I think there's only one female worker in there, from what I remember from the video. And she has one of the headscarves on.
Well, I can see at least 2 people on the left. There's one guy behind the guy that is at the front, and then there's another one on the right of him. And I mean, even if you have any amount of hair, whether it's very short or medium, you should still wear a hairnet, because there's a chance that it could be going in the food.
Yeah.
And I cannot see any washing up utensils, although that may only be because we see a very small portion of the kitchen. But because we see a very small portion of the kitchen, that could mean that there are more people behind who aren't wearing face masks or hairnets or anything, or gloves. And they might not be following social distancing rules at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like they're following social distancing rules. And especially, again, when we get to the man that just kind of asks if he can have a job there. And just gets told, yeah, sure, why not?
So, now we're going to talk about the actual food, because I think we've covered all there is for hygiene. So, yes, again, as we see in photo 3, all the people are queuing up for it. So, maybe that's because it's free. So, if it's free, it's basically saying it can't be very good if it's free. They don't just give stuff away for free. Okay, right. So, from what we've done in our research, we can see that the actual company that owns the whole thing, as it's obviously not Niko, he can't have that much money. He's got like 2 million subscribers, is it? I mean, like, he must make a decent amount of money from that, but he's not going to be able to afford to open a whole restaurant or a fast food restaurant. So, yeah, from our research, we have discovered, well, I say discovered, it's not really much of a discovery, is it?
No, he talks about it multiple times throughout the video.
Yeah, well, the company that actually owns all the staff and everything is called Andy's Burgers, Andy's Bangin' Burgers. I don't know if they're banging. I mean, the whole restaurant has a 4.6 star review, so they probably are banging. Well, I guess that just about covers it for the food.
Yep.
Now we're going to be talking about the law of it all. He's got the name McDonald's in his actual restaurant, so they could sue him for that, because it is a closely related name to McDonald's, so they could file a lawsuit against him. And because it's McDonald's, it's like $1 billion company, they'll probably be able to afford a better lawyer than him. I'm not against Niko Omilana, but I just think that he won't be able to afford as good a lawyer as McDonald's can, because obviously they've got billions of dollars.
32 billion.
$32 billion, yeah, to be exact. Yeah, so he's not going to be able to afford as good a lawyer as McDonald's. So most likely he will lose the case unless a miracle happens.
If there was to be a lawsuit.
Yeah, if there was to be a lawsuit, which, there might be, but there's also a chance of it not happening. McDonald's could just be like, well, that's okay, he's got our name in it, that's a bit of publicity. Not that everyone knows who McDonald's is. I mean, like, they do.
One other thing he could be sued for, though, although he's got really nice sunglasses in image 2, he's wearing a McDonald's hat, McDonald's t-shirt, with a badge that I think is the exact same as a McDonald's badge for, like, workers.
Yeah.
So he's wearing the exact kind of worker clothes as McDonald's.
So he's wearing the same clothes that a McDonald's worker would, with the same colour scheme and everything. And he's taken the name of McDonald's and put it in the name of his restaurant. This is probably going to get him sued. But yeah, it seems there's quite a high chance of it going to get him sued.
One other thing that I have noticed with this video, though, in image 2, you can see the kind of logo on the back of the man's shirt, and you can see what it looks like, where it would just say "Not McDonald's." But then in image 1, you can see that he's done a complete rip-off of the logo, and you can tell that he's photoshopped it. Because I don't believe, first of all, I don't think there was a house next to it. There might have been. And also, it looks like the logo's been drawn in Microsoft Paint. And the text isn't the same.
No.
Because throughout the video, he talks about the fact that it's got capital N, a capital D, and a capital L.
Yeah.
Was in the thumbnail, capital NOTM, and then D for Donald's.
Yeah.
So as far as we know, this could even be fake in terms of the thumbnail.
Yeah, you're right. That's not wrong at all. So yeah, as we can see, he's stolen the logo, put it in the thumbnail. He's taken the piss out of the logo, further provoking McDonald's, and they could sue him, which is, that was a bad move on his part. And he's actually stolen the clothes and the badge of the McDonald's workers. I mean, like, he hasn't directly stolen it, he hasn't gone to the McDonald's shop and taken it. But this is just another reason why they could sue him. And I think that wasn't really very sensible. I know he's trying to do it for publicity and because it will make a better video, but I mean, it's quite a bit of a risk.
Another big risk that he took with it, he went to McDonald's and got a load of the packaging from McDonald's to use in his shop.
So the packaging will obviously have a logo on it, and if this food is being distributed around, a high-up member of McDonald's could see it. I mean, like, I doubt the CEO of McDonald's will see this. Well, maybe he will see this, or she, but I doubt they're actually going to see the packaging unless someone takes a picture of it and posts it on a social media platform like Instagram or Facebook or something, and then they could see it if it gets on trending. And the packaging for food from McDonald's has the logo on it. So this is another way he's stolen the logo of McDonald's and basically infringed the copyright of it.
Yes, agreed. One other thing that I noticed on the video is it's not actually monetized. I'm not sure whether that's just because he didn't choose to monetize it, which I don't think he would have done because it got over 1 million views. But then there's no adverts. And I believe that if you get copyright claimed on YouTube,